Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be focusing on an install on one of these. These are one of our most popular items that we sell at the moment. It's an Android 10.2 inch head unit. It's an Android 10.2 inch head unit. Basically these just go in direct replacement to your OEM factory head unit. They make the absolute world of difference to the overall looks of your car, the functionality of it. We're going to show you how to install one of these. It's probably the most common question to ask about them. It takes about 5 minutes to put in. So that 2 screws to take out, and then you just simply pull out the other one and literally plug this one in. In the kit that you receive with our head unit, you will receive a wiring harness, an antenna, and a GPS little pod as well. Basically the harness is all just plug and play. Makes it super easy. Serial controls will work. And like I said, basically in the ad on the website, if you have an RF system or rocket phosphate system, you need a separate harness to make that work. We'll be using the trusty RA as our demo, just to kind of give you a bit more of a realistic situation how to install, and just show you just how easy it is. Alrighty, so we're in the car. What we'll have to do is we have to do 2 screws out. So that's really simple. Unfortunately, in my car I already have an Android head unit, so you won't be working with a stock unit. I can't show what to do with a stock unit. Very similar. With the stock unit, there's a couple more screws that you normally have to unscrew to get the actual unit out. I can kind of explain that as we go and get into that kind of area. So basically, first up, what you want to do is you want to make sure the whole car's off. Take off the earthing on the battery as well, just so you don't short any fuses out, so you know 100% the car's all fine. Once you've done that, hop on the passenger side. We're doing everything from the passenger side today, as this is where we'll have to take most of the plastics off to access the head unit. So first things first, this is how we look at the moment. This is our my current unit in here. What we'll have to be doing is we'll have to be removing this trim here, and basically this trim holds the whole head unit in place. There's a bunch of clips at the top, but basically this trim is the number one thing that's holding the head unit in place. Now, as far as getting the trims off, there is one screw here behind this bit of plastic here, and then there is another screw that holds this actual bit of plastic in as well. So there's only 2 screws to actually get the trim off. So first thing is first, open up your glove box. Alright, so down here there is a little gas strut as such. What we want to do is we want to be sliding that out and off it. So what we'll be doing is I'll try and show you. Basically what we want to do is we want to pop that out like that, so it's now disabled, and you can simply pop the glove box out of its hinges here and do squeeze the other side, and then that will fold away. Now you don't have to take it right out if you don't want to. We normally do it, but it's up to you. All you have to do now is simply take this screw out here. Now put that somewhere safe so you won't lose it. Then simply pull this plastic piece out here, like that. And then what we have left is the only other screw for the whole piece, which is here. We unscrew that and the whole trim will literally just pop out. Alright, now the next bit will feel a little bit weird. Basically what you have to do is you have to pull the whole trim off the actual car. So if it's your first time doing it, it's going to be really firm and you have to pull as hard as you can. Basically it will feel weird, it'll feel like you're breaking the car. This is all very normal to feel, exactly how I felt when I first did it. But basically you just have to pull off like that. There we go, and then you got the trim off. So you just have to pull up on the whole trim, work your way down as you go, and eventually you'll have it all done. Alright, so this is a part where basically you'll be removing the head unit, which will be most likely your factory unit. So each unit, depending on the one that you have, will vary. You know, obviously it's a bit more difficult with us today because we've only got the Android unit to show you, but best thing I can recommend is looking up online and just finding out a way of removing the exact head unit that you currently have in, whether it's the rocket phosphate system, whether it's the MMCS system, whether it's the normal touchscreen system on the newer models, or like if you have an older model pre-2010 I think it was, with just the flat unit with no screen. Each unit's slightly different in how to remove, all very easy, but it just does vary with kind of the way you have to do it. Now if you have the non-RF system, this will basically be what you'll be left with. We've got the antenna cable here, so it's just for your normal radio. We then have the main power plug here, and that'll be a secondary plug that will be usually on your stock unit. Now with our units, we don't actually use the secondary plug here, we only use the main one, and the wiring harness that comes with the kit will just plug into this one here, and you still plug the antenna into the back of the Android head unit like normal anyway. So I will just show you basically what the kit is with the wiring harness that comes with it. Right, now this is what our wiring kit comes with the car. So on the far right here, we've got the main power wiring harness here. So that will simply plug into the back of your unit and into that 20-pin connector I showed you before. The second one here is your RCA outputs. That's if you have a amp that you would like to be running different cords to. The third one, that small one right here, that one is for the camera. Now at the moment we actually give away a free camera with the unit. So the units come with a reverse camera for free. This won't be available forever, so I don't know what time you're watching this video at, but at the moment it's something that we are offering. And for the USB cables here, so basically that's where you can plug in any USB device to either charge, or you can actually plug in a USB direct to be running music, photos, videos, whatever. The piece up there is actually the GPS antenna. So that plugs into the back of the unit, and you can actually run that and hide it somewhere behind the dash, wherever you'd like to hide it. So all you have to do is grab the pin here, the plug here, plug the plug in here, and all you have to do is just click it in. Give it a click, and this piece here is what we plug into the back of the unit. So that's it. As far as actual wiring goes, that's all you have to do for the non-RF system units. Now that just plugs into the back of the unit, and this will actually allow you to have sound, video, power, everything that you need. So that's all you have to do. If you don't want the RCA outputs, if you don't want any of these products down here, you can literally leave it at that and just plug your unit back in. But just for simplicity purposes, we're just gonna be running through what we do from now on. So we plug this into the main pin behind the back of the unit. We'll only go in one spot, and we just plug it in there, and then we'll be putting it back into the car. So next thing we have to do is actually get these vents into the unit. So the unit obviously doesn't come with the vents. We have to use our factory vents to put into our unit. I've since removed these from our Android unit that we have already. You'd have to do it from your stock unit. Very simple to do. This is what will be facing out of the fascia, and you just simply have to flip the tabs and pop them out of the fascia. Quite easy, just get a small flathead screwdriver and pop them out. So once you've got them, again, it's a very simple process. We'll simply be flipping this upside down and clicking them in. Basically doing the opposite of what you did with your factory side onto the aftermarket side. So we'll be doing this one first. This side is the right side, even though it's the left that we're looking at. When that's actually facing the car, that'll be the right side. What we do is we grab this side first with the silver chrome bit here. And then once you've done that, all you have to do, flip it upside down so it's like that. And then you simply have to click it in place. And there's little tabs here, here, and on the corner here, and one on the other side down here. So some minor cutting may have to happen depending on your model, what year and everything. Nothing a pair of scissors can't do. You just need to trim a little bit of plastic just to make sure it fits in with the fascia, but you'll see where it actually hits, and that's all you'll have to trim. But usually it is 9 times out of 10 a click into place. So I'm just going to click that ahead. You can hear it click in. There we go. And once that's in, which is basically how it is, we then grab the other back here and make sure this crown gear here is open. And you can see here, this crown will sit into that. So you're going to push it all the way to the left, you push that all the way to the left, which will be actually shut in this situation. And we're just going to simply click into place again. And that is in place, and that's it. So now that you've done that, and you flip this around, you will have your vent here. That's all functional like this. So that's it. And then you do the same on the other side, and then that'll be that for the vents. Alrighty, now once you've got the vents in like we have here, we're just simply going to plug it in. So we simply plug this plug into the back of the head unit. Once you've plugged it in, then we just simply click it back into place, just like how I removed the one before. We actually just click it back in. Make sure all the tabs up the top are lining up when you go to push in so you don't break any of those. But that's basically it, it's quite simple. Right, now once you've plugged it in, all we're going to be doing is we're going to be clicking it back into place. So basically you line it up and then you just simply push in. Try and just push on each corner of it and not the actual screen so you don't break anything that way. And that is it. And now we have our new unit all plugged in and set up. We only used the power plug, the power harness on this one today for demonstration purposes. You still have the USB plug, the GPS plugs, and the RCA output plugs as well. Now, if you're not planning on having anything RCA related, I don't suggest putting it in because it will just get in the way and take up room. But the GPS you simply plug in the back and then you can funnel that behind and down and into the glove box. It's very simple to do. Basically, once you've done that, then it's just a matter of turning the car on. Make sure you've put your earth back into spot, starting the car up, and making sure it all comes on nice and easy. So I've got a little load up screen here. That's just my dash cam. Okay, I haven't plugged in the antenna off, so we're not getting any reception at the moment, but this is what you'll be left with, and yeah, now you've got that. So basically, that is how to install these Android head units. Now this one's running 7.1. You can see it's quite smooth, quite easy to work, navigate and everything like that. So you can run any kind of app and stuff you like on it. But that's how they install them. Very simple. Our vents and everything still work quite nice. Everything's basically the same. You've just got a better unit now. So it's simple as that. Very simple install. When you do it, the longest part will be actually getting these vents into place. Besides that, everything else only takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Like I said, it's just the 2 screws from there, and that's it. So basically, it's all, we know it's all working, everything runs smoothly, we're all G. All you have to do is the opposite of everything. So now we just simply click the trim back into place. Don't forget to put this on with the 3 screws first, sorry, I should have mentioned that at the beginning. We do the 1 screw up, we then put the black plastic bit in, we do the other screw up, and then we put that little gas cylinder that little soft close for the glove box. We then have to plug that back in if you did remove it. Some people don't. So that's all we have to do. Once we've done that, then you'll be completely finished and that's settled. But yeah, besides that, that's basically it. And then you'll be sorted, done with a new unit that will not only look better, but function so much better and give you all that extra features that realistically this car should have come out of the box. But yeah, so I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in again. I hope this install was somewhat useful. Like I said before, I just felt it was necessary to make to show how easy and simple it actually is. With the RS system, it does get a little bit more complicated with that with the extended wiring harness. Basically, it's a little CAN bus box that has to be plugged into everything to make work. And one day we'll try and get a video out with that. Better use my car because my car didn't come with the RS system. So I'll have to actually borrow someone's car to use for the day for a video. But hopefully this will help most of you. We've got a YouTube now as well, which will be where this will be uploaded. We'll probably do it on Facebook as well. But so if you like us, feel free to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and hopefully see you in the next one. If you have any questions, DM the page, email us, whatever works. But yeah, thanks guys for watching.